she call me Mr. M-O-M-E-N-T. She pray she never miss a moment. M-O-M-E-N-T. Call me up like I when you want. M-O-M-E-N.
All right, let's do it, chat. Listen, we are about to get ready to watch The Dark Side of the Ring, man. Now, the way that we got here, we was watching the video on the TNA, and it was wrestlers that appeared in TNA. From that, we ended up down a rabbit hole, and if you were on Trade Live, you kind of seen it, or if you was in here live, we ended up down a rabbit hole of finding out about, I think it was, what's my dog name? Lex Luger? Not my dog, but Lex Luger, and that he possibly, allegedly, killed one of the biggest names in women wrestling at the time. So then, yeah, Nancy. So then somebody reminded me of the story of Fabulous Moolah. Now, from what I remember with Fabulous Moolah is when I watched wrestling, she would come into the ring every now and then, and the Dudley Boys put her old ass to a table. I'm like, yo, why they doing that to that old ass lady? I didn't know about that lady like that. Then later on, maybe like 2 years ago, I was informed about her a little bit. I was informed, I'm gonna show that. I was informed that she held the women's title for 30 years and wouldn't give it up. I said, that's fucking insane. And then what somebody then tells me is, oh, it's beyond that. She kept the belt for 30 years, didn't want to retire, and she was pimping out some of the other female wrestlers. That lady was fucking insane. So we're about to get ready to watch The Dark Side of the Ring. It is a 40-minute video. We're going to see what they talk about with her. Let me get that video of... nigga sick. That nigga's insane. Then I remember this shit about her ass.
Wait a minute. What the hell? No, for God's sake,
They used to be whooping her ass. Hey, bro. They used to be whooping her ass. Fuck is this edit? Okay, these fucking edits. All right, so let's get into that video, though. Let's do it. Wrong old white woman. Oh, that wasn't her? Salute.
Now, I understand you had a rough match last night. You wrestled a lady, she got 14 stitches.
Yeah, well, if that's what it takes to try to win, that's what I'll do.
You can't say women's wrestling without thinking the Fabulous Moolah.
If she had not run the women's wrestling business, there may not have been women's wrestling.
Introducing first to my right, former world's women's champion, the Fabulous Moolah.
As Moolah the promoter, I want to make money for my talent, and I want to make money for Moolah.
Even to this day, if you say women's wrestling, the picture of Moolah appears in my mind.
Hold on, chat.
If Moolah was alive today, I'd probably slap her.
She was so jealous of any woman that was younger than her. And
Chat, you don't know that my mama is currently in the chat, but for some reason my mama is in this chat, and I'm about to tell you, get out of here. Why you in here? Shout out to my mama. I love you. I love you more than you know. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Get out of here. I be cussing. I be cussing. So you get out here. I might pull up to the house tomorrow. Thank you so much. I love you. Good night, mama. You supposed to be asleep anyway. You supposed to be asleep. All right. So now I'm not gonna lie. You got 30 seconds to get up out of here because we about to get back into work mode. All right. Chat. Let's go back. Y'all say go back. Sorry about that.
I'd probably slap her.
she was so jealous of any woman that was
Did she bite off
younger
somebody's
than
fucking
her
toe?
in wrestling.
She was also a manipulator, and she was also a thief.
She wanted to hurt me.
What the fuck?
Bruise me.
There was drugs, there was sex, there's a lot of abuse with Moolah.
Nigga said adopt me, get out of here.
Until she passed away to say all these things so she couldn't stand up and defend herself.
I was warned.
They was fucking
But
scared.
I wanted to wrestle so bad.
She gave her whole life to professional wrestling.
Give a fuck.
She gave all these girls an opportunity, and for nobody to stand up for her, I don't know, just couldn't deal with it.
Man, it be the worst nigga you know. Killed 17 people. Robbed 45 old ladies. slapped the shit out of 16 goddamn, what my nigga, 16 pastors. And then guess what? As soon as he died, and he used to go to church with his granny every Sunday. I can't believe they painted him in this light. Shut the fuck up. Are you fucking crazy? This lady was prostituting people.
She was a great professional wrestler, but she didn't know when to stop.
Fucking crazy.
On this episode, the life, legend, and controversy of the fabulous Moolah.
Vintage fabulous Moolah with a WWF Women's title on the line here.
She made all of her costumes herself. Anything flashy she loved. She was just that kind of person. It really never impressed me that much because to me she was just my mother and I didn't really realize how popular she was. My name is Mary Austin and I'm the only child of the fabulous Moolah.
Okay.
My mother kind of kept me out of the spotlight, but she loved the spotlight. She was determined to do it. When you really love something, you put yourself into it, and she had all of herself into it.
This was one Mary let me have. As you can see how beautiful it is, sparkling, just like Moolah liked it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My name is Selena Majors. I wrestled as Bambi. Started in 1986, so I've been in it for 32 years. I wanted my name as a kid to be Dynamite Dixie Majors. So I've got these big posters that would say the fabulous Moolah champion versus Dynamite Dixie Majors. I had this life-size doll, and I'd take that doll and I would body slam it and climb up on the bed and drop an elbow.
Hey, bro, you don't know how many like 5-star matches I used to have when it was just me in my damn room beating the fuck out my pillow, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes nigga whoop my ass, nigga. Hey, imagination on point.
I'd stand in front of the mirror with my hair.
That's how you know you was really locked into wrestling, bro.
Tell Moolah how I was gonna come and wrestle her. As you can tell, I like the bad guys, the heels. She was a heel. She played that part.
My name is the fabulous Moolah. I've been wrestling since I was 15 years old, and I am the world's champion lady wrestler.
They hated her, but that's what she wanted.
Oh, I'd fix up a little spoon handle, you know, about the size of your finger, roll it up with tape, and put it down in my bra.
The meaner she was, the more they liked it, you know, and she loved being a heel.
Stick it in the eyes, in the throat. Ah.
The fabulous Moolah started as
that wasn't no damn
wrestler,
me.
And then she became the female wrestling champion, and then she became the booker of all the girl wrestlers. I first broke into wrestling as a photographer. I was a 15-year-old kid, and I was doing all of the photography that was sold in the arenas for the entire Memphis wrestling territory. Moolah, can I get a couple of pictures for the magazines? Always say for the magazines, right? Well, of course you can, darling. And she had her stock poses, boom, 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 in 30 seconds, and she's off to the ring. Moolah pioneered the hair-pulling, cat-fighting, scratching, crowd-pleasing kind of women's wrestling.
She broke glass ceilings one after another. She got into wrestling when there was no women in wrestling.
Women's wrestling was actually banned in Madison Square Garden, and Moolah was the one that was chosen to break the ban. She was the featured girl in the first girls match in the Garden.
That's cool.
Now that she's almost 60, she's on MTV. It's 1984, the Rock and Wrestling Connection, Cyndi Lauper, and that whole era of network TV and Madison Square Garden and MTV and rock and roll stars.
And this place is ready to explode tonight.
Got so much national attention that NBC and everybody else started looking at pro wrestling. She made it from the mid-50s to the dawn of MTV for the biggest payoff she ever made.
There she is, the fabulous one, the fabulous Moolah, putting her title on the line.
There'll never be anyone to have the guts that she had. This must have been really old.
Hey, nigga, stop being motherfucking ass. Somebody know that Bush was crazy. Stop this shit. Also, mods, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. Y'all don't gotta time that many people. I've seen a couple people get timed out. But stop that, you nasty fucking freakazoid.
Hair. This is a wrestling license. Her mom passed away when she was about 9, I think. And then it was her dad and her brothers that raised her. So she learned how to fight real early. It was rough for her. I was an only child, and she was just a teenager. She went to wrestling matches every week. And my mother saw Mildred Burke, and she said, that's what I want to be.
It's Mildred Burke of Los Angeles, California, world champion.
Back in the 30s and 40s, Mildred Burke was such a legitimate athlete. She was in tremendous shape.
Mildred
and she
Burke.
just had a natural
It's an old
flair
ass
for
name, Mildred.
wrestling. But behind the scenes, Billy Wolf, Mildred Burke's husband, was pulling the strings and managed the whole women's troupe, for good and bad.
When she was 17 or 18, she went to see Billy Wolf. When you became a wrestler for Billy Wolf, you automatically had to go to bed with him.
What?
She said she wasn't doing it. She could find some other way to wrestle without having to go to bed with him or anyone else.
Pervert.
What's the worst experience you might want to say that like you ever had with a promoter?
That's kind of hard to talk about, it really is.
The fabulous Moolah at one point was married to a guy named Buddy Lee.
Buddy Lee used to wrestle. Of course, they met and they sort of fell for each other. And she did most of the wrestling and he did most of the booking.
She basically copied the Mildred Burke and Billy Wolf playbook. They kept their own stable. They took all the bookings and, more importantly, a booking fee out of all of the girls' pay. You knew right off the bat why she got into business and why she wanted to be a star. She loved money.
Fucking name Moolah.
Moolah would play such a dominant role in women's wrestling that in 2018, 11 years after her death, her memory still loomed over the sport.
The WWE made the announcement on March the 12th that they were
Buddy
going to
Watkins.
honor the fabulous Moolah by having
Buddy Watkins was not hitting Fabulous Moolah, you nasty freak.
I thought it was very nice that they would name it after her, keeping her legacy going.
2 or 3 days later, that had all been taken away.
Let's talk about the fabulous Moolah controversy.
I think it's such a bunch of bull. I really think it's a bunch of bull.
Moolah has an awful past.
Some really, really sick shit.
She was an evil person.
Moolah was pimping girls out.
A lot of the stuff is alleged. We got to say
It's
that.
crazy.
It's alleged.
I
Grossed
never
out
knew
about
this.
it. Name it something else. It's not hard. Scrap it.
Stories started coming out on the internet. Fabulous Moolah suddenly was a horrible person who took advantage of all these women and pimped them out and fed them drugs and all this stuff. They contacted the sponsors and they had to take her name off.
I was very shocked because I knew better. I knew none of that was true. And thanks to Nigel, he...
Respectfully, that's your mama. There's a side about your parents. If your parents did it the right way, you shouldn't know that side of them. You're not the person to answer that. Respectfully.
He took the lead way on it.
My name is Nigel Sherritt. I'm mostly known as a wrestling host. The Fight for Moolah campaign came about because we started a petition to put the truth out there and to honor the woman who broke down the walls for everybody else.
Now, I don't know.
I just wanted to clear
They might be
her
talking
name
about the truth.
because Moolah's not here to defend herself.
Did Moolah indeed take advantage of the girls? Some of the girls have said yes, some of the girls have said no.
I think that it was ignorant canceling the Fabulous Moolah Memorial Battle Royal because I interviewed over 20 women and they all said the same thing. There's no truth to those rumors.
Okay.
Accusations about Moolah polarized the wrestling world. They originated from an investigative newspaper story that quoted serious allegations by the family of one of her former wrestlers.
St. Mark, if you see these guys moving around, they are a professional film company. And they are doing an episode dealing with pro-women wrestlers, which one of them was my mother. South Carolina first black female professional wrestler, Sweet Georgia Brown. Man.
R.I.P. Miss Georgia.
I'm Michael McCoy. I'm the senior pastor at St. Mark Baptist Church. That article that came out in the Columbia Free Times, it was about what my mother had to go through and endure while she was in wrestling. I started a search to try to find out the truth.
Maybe you could just tell us your name and a little bit about yourself.
Yes, my name is Barbara Harsey, and I am the proud daughter of Susan Mae McCoy.
Who is also known as
Sweet Georgia Brown. When my mom went into wrestling, she was with the so-called Great Moolah. She said she was forced to do a lot of things against her will.
Now, these are just stories that I heard. Do I know any truth to them? No, I can't sit here and say I know truth to it. I'm not. But, you know, when more than 1, 2, 3 people saying the same story, you know, somebody ain't lying.
So, boom, we just heard Fabulous Moolah daughter talk, and then we hear, I'm just learning her name, so Georgia's son talk, right? Now, it's two different ways on how they're approaching this. The daughter is, those are lies. Or maybe I got to go back. I feel like she was saying, those are lies. There's no truth to that. You don't know that. The son is saying, I don't know if it's true, but I'm hearing a whole lot. Let's spread it. Let's spread the truth. Let's spread what we hearing. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I'm tending to be on their side just a little bit, you know, but I don't know none of the story.
Honey, can you walk these guys outside and show them the banister? This is my husband, Philip.
How y'all doing? How's it going? Sure can.
Wait, what happened?
Back here hanging.
Oh, wow. Back when Moolah died, my husband, he went over to tear down the barn.
Okay.
All
right, C-Town, and you are OG. You better sit your freaky ass down. Say, man, listen, bro. Look. If you see somebody that look good on the screen, you can say she's attractive and X, Y, and Z. Stop being some motherfucking vulgar. Y'all niggas stop being some motherfucking straight up freaks. The thing about our community is continuing to grow, and there's women in the chat. Quit being a fucking freak. Okay, stop that shit. Now I don't want to be the kind of place where we can't joke and we can't say certain things. But once you saying too freaky jokes, nigga, you need to lock the fuck in. All right. So now let's get back to the content because I hate doing like PSAs.
Ring was in, and he found the banister, the women's wrestlers, and he brought it back. Thought I would want, keep it.
For
Papa, watch the fuck out.
25 years, every top girl wrestler was trained by Moolah, booked out by Moolah, and was controlled by Moolah's group.
Matter of fact,
Can you tell us who Sweet Georgia Brown was?
Good though.
Yeah, she was one of the first African-American women to wrestle, and my mother trained her. Believe it or not, it was on a mattress in the living room. It was unreal, but they learned a lot.
I was told she had that drive to go get it. You know, it's like she had a purpose. She wanted to be there.
The first time I seen a wrestler, place was jam-packed. Throwing each other out the ring, they kicking, body slamming.
Shout out to my boy.
I just figured, this is one tough lady.
Lord.
Being one of the first black females to get into the wrestling business, the KKK.
I stop that shit.
Was at their fullest.
Segregation was really bad at that time.
All right, we gotta address that. Nigga teeth was a little crazy. But chill, cause he's saying real stories though. Them teeth was crazy. Shout out to OG though.
The first black females to get into the wrestling business, the KKKs was at their fullest.
The segregation was really bad at that time. Whenever they were on the road, my mother was very protective.
There was a time in Mississippi she did have a run-in with some KKKs. She was thrown on the floor of the bus, and she was scared for her life.
Nuts.
She'd had to have been super passionate because, see, in 1964, she was ranked number 4 in the world. If she would have had the opportunity to fight for the world's title, she probably would have won it. But Moolah was most definitely not going to let a student challenge her for the world's title.
She wasn't going to let nobody do it.
Into wrestling, she left us with one of her sisters. She would call us names, half-breeds. She was a witch. God forgive me. She's dead and gone.
Every time my mother went on the road and she'd come back, just about she was pregnant. One of my aunts said that every time you come back home with one of these half white kids, half-breeds. And we got mistreated, for years growing up because of our color.
I hated where she had left us. I hated her career. But then when I got the full story,
that nigga looked like Ludacris.
I kind of understood. There's a lot of abuse with Moolah and Buddy Lee. I saw her one time. This big old car had pulled up. She was getting out the back of the car, and it was only for a few hours. I didn't know the man's name at the time, but he thought it was time to go. My sister and I, we grabbed hold to her leg, but he kind of like pushed her, and she hit her head getting into the car. I don't know if it was intentionally or it was an accident. My mom said everywhere she went and everything she did was done according to Buddy Lee and Moolah. I think she thought that it was gonna be glamorous and glory, but it turned out to be something totally different.
I heard different stories about my mother. It's real sad, and I have no reason not to believe that account.
There was one gruesome time that we talked about. She was told to drink and pop pills, and she was made to have sex with other men.
On the road, some of the promoters wouldn't pay some of the girls until they slept with other promoters.
From what my mother told me.
It's very unfortunate that we live in a world full of sick bastards that walk around and operate in this manner. Like, now, again, in this story, we're only getting certain parts of it, and I will continue to gather my opinion a little bit later as this go on. But if this is the case that you were to do that, Fabulous Moolah, ain't it fucking sick that when she was trying to get into the wrestling business, she thought it was sick that one promoter wouldn't advance her career unless he slept with her, but then you go on and do the same shit? That's some sick shit.
She was their favorite. And you can call it entertainment or whatever. It's still pimping and prostitution.
Buddy Lee was not a nice person. And my mother was on the road, and she came home a day early and caught him in her bed with one of the girls that she trained. And she threw Buddy out. That was it. A lot of the girls went with him. Georgia Brown was one of the girls that went with Buddy.
I started to search for my father, and then one of the first places where I started was with the Fabulous Moolah. Honestly, I was almost kind of afraid a little bit because I heard of the Moolah that everybody else talked about, but the Moolah that I met, she seemed to be a fine lady. I asked Moolah, did my mother ever talk about who my father was? Then Moolah took me to her wall, and she pointed out this one picture.
It ain't Buddy.
Who is this guy right here in the middle? She said, well, his name is Buddy Lee.
He was kind of rough on the girls. I think that happened with Sweet Georgia Brown, that she was one that had to go to bed with Buddy.
Sick bitch.
And as a matter of fact, I think the son, Michael, is proof of that.
Sick bitch.
If Buddy Lee's my father, then that's who he is. I wasn't coming in to look for anything, and I didn't want anything. I just wanted to close a chapter in my life.
Understandable.
I knew that everything was over when my uncle burned up all of her stuff, and he poured gas on it, and he set it on fire. Right there in front of us. At the end, she kind of thanked him.
How the fuck did he do that?
Because of the things that she had to endure, the things that she was made to do by Moolah, by Buddy Lee, by the industry itself. Listening to your mom describe some of the most horrific things she had to do, you can't just walk away.
Regardless of the abuse she went through, regardless of if they made her use drugs, they made her use alcohol, whether they pimped her, she still was South Carolina's first black female professional wrestler. Honor it.
Be proud of that.
Sweet Georgia Brown's life was shaped by forces beyond her control. For Moolah to succeed, she would need to build her own women's wrestling empire.
All that shit because a woman wanted to get into wrestling and then they just take advantage of it.
Single-handedly built her women's training school into a powerhouse that dominated the industry. It attracted young women eager to follow in her footsteps.
In Columbia, South Carolina, there was a location called Moolah Drive. And on Moolah Drive was the house that Moolah built, and also a variety of other buildings. It was a compound. The women not only trained there, but they lived on the property, and Moolah presided over it like a mother lion.
She took girls from all walks of life, and she brought them in. She taught them a skill. She put it together.
Hey, Mustard, you're not lying. You're not lying, man. Unfortunately, I had some people in my family that been through some of those things, some similar things like that. And then you hear some of those stories as a child, bro, and it kind of shapes how you are, and it's very unfortunate that you hear some of those stories, man. But I choose to look at it a little differently. Whenever I see some of my family members that went through that, I have an amazing amount of like admiration for them, bro. I respect their strength for them to go through some of those things and continue to move forward and continue to like go about their life and not let that hold them down. Now, it doesn't mean that if anybody couldn't do that, they were not strong, but I just choose to look at the people that when I hear stories like that, I'm like, nah, you strong as fuck. You are honestly one of the strongest people that I know.
They're like a group or a union and took care of the girls and made sure they were taken care of.
She was one of the most powerful women in the wrestling business. If you were a female wrestler at that point and you wanted to get booked, you pretty much had to go through Moolah or you weren't going to work.
I have a bunch of just questions.
Okay. I took my truth serum before I came in. My name is Wendy Richter.
Wendy Richter!
I was a professional wrestler for over 20 years. The first
Weak
time I ever
ass
watched a
splash.
wrestling match, I watched the fabulous Moolah versus Vivian St. John, and I told my friend I could beat Moolah. The referee gave me Moolah's phone number. She told me to come on to Columbia, South Carolina. I was there within 2 weeks.
My name is
she was
Victoria
ready.
Otis. I wrestled as Princess Victoria. I come from a very, very abusive childhood. And that's basically what took me to wrestling. You had to want it. You had to bleed, you had to cry. When I was wrestling, and it had been about a year, and I was told by my promoter, look, I've done all I can do. I've tried to get you booked other places. The only way I can get you booked is I gotta send you to Moolah.
That's insane.
I still remember a friend of mine telling me,
She really controlled the
"Nikki,
wrestling
don't go to
lane."
Moolah's. Find a job, get on your feet, just don't go to Moolah's. I was warned, but I wanted to wrestle so bad. When you first got to the property, there's these big gates. After dark, the gates were locked. If you weren't home and you weren't working, you got locked out.
Moolah had a roommate named Diamond Lil, and we all called her Katie.
Oh, she.
And I really
Shout out
like
to them
Katie.
people.
My name is Diamond Lil, and Buddy Lee named me Diamond Lil.
Katie come from a hard background too. She was a wrestler, and she lived in the house with Moon, and she called her Ma.
And she's been right there with my mother through thick and thin.
Katie liked to drink beer, but she wasn't allowed to.
Katie used to come out to the pond and go fishing, and I'd come in there and drop a six-pack in the pond, and her and I'd sit there and drink beer. I was famous for getting the beer in the property.
I'll be looking at y'all. Ooh, shout out to you. Salute.
They had apartments, and she would put 2 or 3 girls in there at a time, and they would come down to the gym every morning.
What I remember the most about my training at Moolah's was learning to drop kick. I would go out there and drop kick and drop kick and drop kick and just land on the mat. The mat wasn't soft. It was all bloody, and by that time, a lot of it was mine.
Damn.
There were buckets strategically placed, and it wasn't if you were gonna throw up. It was when you were gonna throw up and would you hit the bucket.
One thing that Moolah taught me, take a bite and growl. Moolah, she never trained me. She just took the money and she had the girls train me.
She wanted her $300. Now, can you imagine 4 girls in one little house. She's getting $1,200 a month.
And you gotta know, what's this, the 60s? $1,200 in the 60s? Dumb bread on my fucking goodness, gang. That lady was sick.
In the 80s?
Oh, it's the 80s.
On top.
Still, nigga. But they used to be like, yeah, man, we used to go to the store and get sodas for a penny. Nigga, what?
For that, she's taking 25%.
A new car, I'm telling you.
Were paid.
And she's taking 25%.
I'm sitting here 24 hours a day, making you connections with the promoters. All you got to do is set your lazy butt in the car and go to wrestle and collect their money and send me 25%. And I thought that was fair.
I know you did.
There's a picture of me in this brown outfit that Moolah presented to me at Christmas in front of all the girls after she had given all of them a $5 or $10 gift. That was no cheap outfit. That was hand-beaded. That was a $200 to $300 outfit. She couldn't take me in privately and give me this outfit. She had to do it in front of the girls. That was another one of her little manipulations.
Man, bro, it's so funny. The motherfuckers that scam you, they got the same tactics. She did the record label shit. Well, they ain't giving you none of your money, but they giving you a nice ass car in front of everybody. Like, where my fucking money at? I'm hungry.
Thanks. Everything brings back memories now. And it's like the floodgates.
Insane.
I was in a match. I know it was the first or second week in September 1984. A girl.
What's that?
Shut up!
Shit. Whooping that dog ass.
The night I broke my neck in the ring, a girl stumbled and she sat on my head.
Oh, fuck.
That was the day my world fell apart.
Damn.
It hurt so bad I couldn't stand it. I remember a moment at the hospital. They had my neck braced. I remember being on a cot. Then the next thing I remember, I don't know how, but I'm back at Moolah's property. And Moolah's walking me out to the ring. She said, I want to see if you can take a bump.
What the fuck?
I took a bump and I cried. Every time I took a bump, I felt like something was exploding. This went on for a month, 2 months. Moo comes to me one day. She said, hon, if you go see this guy in Holland, he'll give you payday. I thought to myself, I can't wrestle, might as well. I get on the phone with this guy, and I make it explicitly clear. It's separate motel rooms. The conversation after I hung up from him with Moo was, you know, hon, the nicer you are to him, the bigger your payday will be. And you could really use a payday.
And so was Moolah sort of insinuating like the idea that...
When Moolah looked at me and said, you know, the nicer you are to him, the nicer he'll be to you. What else can I say? When this guy first picked me up at the airport, I said, damn, this guy didn't get beat by the ugly stick. He got beat by the whole damn force. I wake up the next morning.
Look at fucking job.
Him right here, and I grab his hand, and I'm holding it. I said, dude, I will break your wrist.
Garbage, bitch.
And she was fire engine red pissed when I got back. I can't believe she didn't sleep with him.
She had a broken fucking
neck.
neck.
A week after I got back is when Moo came to me and said, look, you can't wrestle and I need my rent. I'll take that yellow outfit. I'll take the brown outfit that she gave me for Christmas. I left the property that day with my Chevy Malibu station wagon and 20 bucks in my pocket. She dumped me, and I never wrestled again.
Yo!
And I walked away 30 years ago.
That bitch was sick.
I can't even explain it. I miss the road. I miss my friends. I miss my family.
And when I left, do you know what Moo told the girls? She told them I was in prison for dealing cocaine. For God's sake, she couldn't tell them that I broke my neck and I was of no use to her anymore. So I had to go, because then they knew their fate.
Then you gotta know, it's no internet, and you can get away with a nasty ass lie like that. There's no way for you to really know. She didn't get them a chance to say goodbye and get their phone numbers, because we lived with each other. We didn't need each other's number like that. That fucking lady was sick.
I love wrestling. To protect this business, to me, is like protecting the country.
Can I rewind like 5 minutes? I ain't gonna lie, bro. You gotta catch that vibe, man. You behind.
I do it in a heartbeat. All someone has to do is ask.
Moolah! As wrestling gained popularity in the early 1980s, the WWF looked to replenish its roster with younger wrestlers. Moolah's protege, Wendy Richter, was an obvious choice.
Wendy Richter, hell of a person. Hell of a lady.
The Fabulous Trailer, fuck no.
She honed her skills. She worked very hard to become the wrestler she was.
Do you have an assumption as to why there was so much friction between you and Moolah?
The only thing I can think of why there was so much friction is possibly she was jealous of me because I was younger than her. And like my father said, they couldn't put her face on a can of dog food to sell it.
I ain't gonna lie. You was shopped in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. How the fuck you chopped across generations? Good God. Even when she was like in her prime years, chopped.
Her face on a can of dog food to sell it.
Chopped. Holy shit!
Her mentor, and she left Moolah's stable to join Vince McMahon.
When I left Moolah's, I had a conversation with Vince McMahon and told him that I didn't want to live there anymore, and I did not want my check going to her. I wanted the check to come to me. So I knew what I was making.
I like how you moving.
As soon as Vince took over from his father, he started making changes. One advantage that he had was that a lot of celebrities had grown up in the New York area as fans of wrestling, and one of those was Cyndi Lauper.
And this is why, to the person that be complaining about all of the wrestlers, like celebrities being in wrestling, I just don't really listen to y'all, because celebrity input is one of the ways on how wrestling became what the fuck it became. Now, are they going too far? Yes. They might be doing a little too much. But nigga, I don't know what the fuck you're expecting if you think that celebrities are not going to be involved in wrestling in any way. I can't remember. One of the biggest things when I was learning about wrestling way earlier, I stumbled upon, it was a big comedian at the time. He was a part of a big ass like comedy show. They had him involved into wrestling, and then that's what helped take wrestling up to the next level. I think it's Andy Kaufman. I think it's Andy Kaufman, gang. And that was a big moment for wrestling. They've always been in wrestling. They've always been in wrestling. So for the niggas, they be like, oh man, they gotta get these celebrities out of here. Bro, I'm sorry. It's just not gonna happen. All right, keep it going. Run it back.
Had grown up in the New York area as fans of wrestling, and one of those was Cyndi Lauper.
Trey be lying, what the fuck?
Cyndi Lauper was on an airplane flight with Lou Albano, and then Lou Albano tells everyone that he was managing Cyndi Lauper.
I created and made Cyndi Lauper, took out from a nothing.
I don't know if anybody knows it, but when she did Girls Just Want to Have Fun, he was in it. That's how all of this came together.
It all boiled down to that Lou Albano said, I'm going to choose someone to represent me in the ring. So Lou Albano chose Fabulous Moolah.
Woo, I'm happy.
And Cyndi Lauper chose me.
Moolah may have the world's championship belt, but she also has Lou Albano on her side.
As soon as Cyndi Lauper got involved with Lou Albano, Vince McMahon saw gold and fostered that connection into the Rock and Wrestling Connection.
The wrestlers giving their hand at it, they have been involved with rock and roll in the past year.
It brought the dated look of wrestling into the mainstream.
Wendy Richter morphed from the Dallas Cowgirl to Wendy Richter, a little bit more Cyndi Lauper-ish, a little more rock and roll, and that's what led the MTV movement there in 1984 that pretty much paved the way for the first WrestleMania.
They were giving girls more of a push than they probably ever had before. They were really trying to escalate the girls up, trying to get equal to the men.
It was a turning point for women's wrestling.
Vince wanted to make Wendy Richter the equivalent as Hulk Hogan would be, so he had a male role model and a female role model. Since the most widely recognized female champion of the previous 30 years had been the fabulous Moolah, Wendy needed to beat Moolah for the title.
Well, with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you the #1 contender for the Ladies Championship, Miss Wendy Richter.
And the rest is history.
Ladies and gentlemen, this title belt will be on the line at Madison Square Garden just moments from now. This lady to defend.
Their rivalry was about to explode in what would become one of the most watched matches of all time.
That was probably the most nervous I've ever been in my life. I knew every move mattered. There was so much at stake, and it was against Moolah. It was the culmination of my whole career.
Moolah had been very jealous and guarded of that championship for a long time, but Vince was able to write the appropriate amount of money on a check, and that changed Moolah's mind. And also,
money hungry
by doing
motherfucker.
that, Moolah got Vince McMahon Jr.'s loyalty for life.
1, 2.
That's
weak ass finish.
When I won the championship, it was a feeling like no other. Everyone was up on their feet and screaming. I can't believe someone beat her after 28 years.
28 motherfucking years?
It was a big deal for the fans because they wanted to see Wendy win, right? But it was a bigger deal inside the business because 2 generations of wrestlers had come and gone without ever seeing the Moolah lose. It was shocking to the folks in the business who knew about the stranglehold that Moolah had had on the thing.
Right here is the new champ, a terrific symbol of the new woman.
My match against Moolah for the championship was kind of ground zero for women's wrestling, and it moved towards a different level of women's wrestling.
See, what a lot of people don't understand is once you step in that ring, you're addicted. I think Moolah let her ego get in her way, and Moolah couldn't quit.
This shit gas.
Cyndi Lauper. Oh my, we were on the top of a skyscraper. I remember I was hot, I was hungry, I was thirsty, and it felt like the day would never end. When I went to visit my father and my grandmother in Kokomo, Indiana, people recognized me. I'm thinking, they know me in Kokomo. Even though Wendy was a household name, Wendy wasn't getting paid like a household name, though.
Step in the ring this time. Listen, shout out to the homie Swerve. I was able to step in a legit wrestling ring. I stepped in an AEW ring, and let me let you know right now. Man, oh, and I did a DreamCon. Hey, man, yes, wrestling scripted. Hey, man, I don't know how y'all be falling on that motherfucking mat all the time. That motherfucker hurt. That shit is not soft. And them ropes, not bouncy. I don't know how the fuck they make that shit look like it's like you bounce up. You don't really bounce them, but them bitches hurt. I'm being so fucking for real. That wrestling ring shit, shout out to them niggas. They get slammed on that shit.
In my career that the men were being paid far more than the women. But if I'm the only one saying that, one person can be replaced.
Vince McMahon had been pushing Wendy Richter, gonna make her a superstar. She possibly was getting too big for her
five-star Fox Splash, fuck no what?
That she needed to lose the belt, and who's gonna beat her for the belt?
Wait, what happened?
Been pushing Wendy Richter, gonna make her a superstar. She possibly was getting too big for her britches. He decided that she needed to lose the belt, and who's gonna beat her for the belt?
I was on the road constantly, but it was always matches against Moolah over and over. I'll never forget one time
Fighting until she get that
got
get back.
me in a move, the Boston Crab. With
Ooh, that bitch
you never
hurt.
go all the way back because you could break someone's back. Well, she did.
Ooh, that bitch is
tried
crazy.
To break my back. She wanted to put me out. My spine snapped like firecrackers. She was just so bitter. I really believe in the golden rule, treat others as you'd like to be treated, but sometimes you got to treat fire with fire. And in the ring, when that bell rang, you had no friends. When I was to wrestle the Spider Lady for a championship match, it changed my career. It changed my life. I really didn't think anything of it. So I thought, well, it's just another championship match, and it's against the Spider Lady.
Wendy said that Moolah showed up. She didn't understand why Moolah was there.
I'd wrestled the
Spider
first
screw job
before, and I didn't recall her being that size.
That's fucking fabulous Moolah, dressed up like she's fucking suicide.
The match really didn't go that good. It was just a wrestling hold.
Spider going, oh, small package.
Ooh, that move sucked.
The referee counted 1. I kicked out, had my shoulder up. 2, 3.
Get the fuck out of here!
That was it.
Yo!
What was that?
What was that?
Here's that the referee has made a 3 count.
The match was over.
Why the fuck did they do that?
Then the masked person took their mask off, and it was Moolah.
It is Moolah. It is Moolah. Take a look.
Fabulous Moolah, the oldest, saltiest dog in the yard that knows all the tricks. She was the one that was chosen because it was thought that if things did break down, that she can handle Wendy legitimately anyway.
Did you have any idea that that was Moolah in the match at all?
No, I couldn't tell.
I don't know how the fuck you didn't know it was her. She come to the ring look like a fucking sack of fucking potatoes, literally. You know, you seen the Spider one before. She looked fucking lumpy as fuck. How you don't know that's her?
Oh, who it was.
It was obvious who was under that mask. Everybody in the arena knew who was under that mask.
That's what I'm saying.
Wendy knew.
This double cross blurred the lines between business and storyline.
That 2022 Trey building shit. No,
out
the fuck it was not. Nigga, watch your mouth.
I demanded to talk to Vince McMahon, and no one would tell me where he was. I probably would have killed him with my bare hands.
You fucking sick.
What
that was his
Vinny
playbook.
And Moo did to her? Wendy was over like $1 million at that time. Her and Cyndi Lauper and the cartoon, the Goonies.
What the fuck?
Wendy was over as big as Hogan, and maybe that was the problem.
The only thing I can think of is I was asking to be paid fairly.
I feel like it was a sad situation that happened because the girls should be paid maybe more than they were at the time. But when a promoter tells you who's going to win or lose, you have to go with the one who's running the show, whether you like it or not. It was her choice to walk away from it.
If everything had worked with...
So she's up. One of the biggest celebrities in the country at the time is fucking with her. She's on cartoons. She's as big as Hulk Hogan for the women. But the fact that she said, hey, man, I see how hot I am. You giving me $1,500 a night. What's up with that $1,800? This nigga decides to screw her out of the title. That's fucking nuts.
With Wendy, there would have been an established women's division with women featured in more important matches a lot before it actually happened.
I was angry for what she just did to women's wrestling. For so long, she held it back, she held it back, she held it back. Then finally, it started to bloom, and she killed it.
I think Moolah was afraid. I think she was afraid of walking away.
I left out of the arena fully dressed in my wrestling suit, hailed a cab in New York City, and went to the airport.
No, I didn't upload the New York vlog.
In my life. they were dead.
I'm gonna edit that probably this Thursday.
Have you ever seen the footage of the match?
I almost did. I couldn't bear to see it. What good would it do? The bitch is dead, okay? I don't need to see it. I was there.
Yeah, buddy.
In 1995, the fabulous Moolah became the first
Chill out,
woman
gang.
inducted into the WWF Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Tonight is the greatest night of my life, being inducted into the WWF Hall of Fame.
This bitch was
By
great.
the year 2000, the WWF had phased out traditional women's athletic wrestling in favor of strip matches and comedy storylines. But
now, unfortunately, this is the era of wrestling that I came up watching, and I think that led to me just watching some shit that I should have been watching at the time, man. Vince McMahon, why the fuck would you put Tora Wilson coming out looking at fire? I'm just trying to watch wrestling. What the fuck are you doing? I'm trying to watch wrestling, a Braun Penny match. I'm here, boom, here comes John Cena fighting. All of a sudden, Edge and Lena having sex in the middle of the fucking ring. What the fuck were you doing? Like, yo, gang, the nigga was really dead ass bugging.
Moolah showed no sign of slowing down. She teamed up with fellow wrestling legend Mae Young.
Mae Young wrestled 7 different decades. She was tougher than Moolah, and that's saying something.
Years ago, they had to put up a chicken wire fence up over the ring because they hated me so bad.
It's insane that more people saw Moolah and Mae in the late 90s and early 2000s when they were both everybody's grandmother. They were maybe the Addams family's grandmother.
I have to be real careful with her. Everywhere I go, she either wants to get drunk or naked.
This would be the place.
Ooh, Lord have mercy.
And then, of
Please
course, they
keep
go out on TV and they can take the tremendous bumps and incredible falls and still somehow not break into a million pieces.
She should have stopped in her 60s, but she couldn't. I mean, my God, she was 80 years old wearing a checkered schoolgirl outfit.
No. Stop. Cooter, stop it. Stop.
What's up with they dogs?
I get the last word, not you. Be good boy.
What was her funeral like?
It was crowded, and I tell you the truth, I don't know. I was just in a daze the whole time. I didn't even know that he was there.
I just remember thinking
he probably wasn't even there.
In 2007, Moolah passed away at the age of 84. The wrestling family showed up in large numbers to pay their respects.
This is where she's buried. This is hers here, and this is Katie's, and this was Johnny Mae's here. She had that little thing put there. She said, when you want to come talk to me, there's a bench in there. You won't get wet if it's raining.
Motherfucker's sick even in death. sick.
She was all I had.
Yo!
And I miss her every day. No one can ever be as good as she was. Never.
Walla, what you say, Runch?
Women's wrestling today has undergone a renaissance I don't think would have been possible without...
Why her grave look like a dick? One of these days, you gotta grow up, bro. You gotta fucking grow up, my nigga. What are you fucking doing?
Women's wrestling today has undergone a renaissance I don't think would have been possible without the rise of women in mixed martial arts, and specifically Ronda Rousey. Now it's so much more refined. It wasn't that way in Moolah's day because that wasn't her strong point.
10 years after Moolah's death, her impact on wrestling remains controversial.
Holy fuck.
Well, I think in wrestling, there is blurred lines between your character and who you really are. I believe that the fans couldn't tell the difference between Moolah
I'm good, bro.
and the character she was playing.
Nobody really knows how it hurts you to hear that you work for somebody and they pimped you out so you get where you did.
She was had never once ever drugged any of us.
It just really pisses me off that they're taking away the legacy of the fabulous Moolah.
I mean, I'll be honest with
you. You gotta stop all that dick riding, bro. You gotta stop that shit. Even in death, you just dick ride. Bro, it's people telling real stories about what went on with them. Not my hero. Shut your bitch ass up.
you. Bambi was never a famous wrestler, but if there's one thing that I could do, it would be to save Moolah's name and legacy and restore what she gave to the professional wrestling business.
Too late, we know now. Fuck her.
Moolah may have initially opened doors, but she quickly closed the door. She held women's wrestling back probably for 40 years.
If Moolah had left Wendy with the belt, I think women's wrestling would have skyrocketed.
She wasn't as big a star as Mildred Burke. She's not as big a star as Ronda Rousey, but she was the placeholder for 30 years.
How do you think people should remember Moolah?
Any way they like. Everybody have their own opinion. And me personally, I don't have an opinion of Moolah. None that I care to share.
I like her.
I choose
I like her.
not to like her because of what she did to me, that's fine.
Yep.
But Moolah needs to be remembered. She was an icon in this business. You can't take away her history just because she's an asshole.
All the girls that she trained remember her, and they know that they wouldn't be.
Now, to the woman that got screwed over by her, she's even saying that. Honestly, in a lot of ways, bro, you're not lying. You cannot tell the story of professional wrestling with women if you're gonna tell the whole story and leave Moolah out. But that don't mean that all these years later, you still gotta honor her and have a competition for her, knowing once you learn the past of what she had. Yeah, you cannot take her away from that. You can't. But that's like, for an example, Hulk Hogan. You can't tell a story about WWE or professional wrestling without Hulk Hogan. But once you realize the nigga was a racist piece of shit, and right now he's burning in hell and just you know what I'm saying, and kicking it down there, you don't gotta fucking like continue to be, oh, we gotta honor Hulk Hogan every motherfucking year. No, the fuck you can't. Like, you don't gotta do that. Like, shout out to Hulk Hogan. You cannot lie. He pushed wrestling to another level. That's the fact. But the thing is, when somebody say when you make your bed, you gotta lay in it, nobody told Fabulous Moolah to be acting like that, to do those things. She's the reason why she's not being celebrated later on in life. Not people just deciding, oh no, let's find something. No, she did these things. You made that bed.
Where they are now without her, and they wouldn't have had the career they had without her.
Whoever's starting these rumors, you're not just calling Moolah a pimp. You're calling me a prostitute.
My nigga, she literally tried to prostitute you. But you were smart and you were strong in that moment and you got out of there. She literally tried to prostitute you when you had a broken fucking neck. And you said that Fabulous Moolah said, I can't believe she didn't sleep with that guy. Give me all the clothes I gave you back. Give me all of that shit. Then kicked you out and told people you're in jail for fucking selling cocaine. I don't gotta ask, are you nuts? You're fucking nuts. She took too many bumps to the head, y'all. You told us the story and then you get mad at me for coming to a reasonable conclusion. What are you talking about?
And that hurts. And if you were not on that property, if you were not in that room, you don't know what happened and you need to shut up.
Well, you shouldn't have told me because now I got an opinion on you, bitch. What are you talking about? You should have told me nothing. I would have been out of this. I would have minded my business. But now that you told me stories, I got an opinion and I got to share it. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? You shouldn't have to use, you couldn't tell me nothing. You dead ass could have told me nothing. LA's fucking crazy, bro. Yo, I didn't expect that turn. She's fucking crazy. Yo, hey, but that was a great episode. I'm not gonna lie. I think that we gotta react to more of them.